and welcome to Halal-ish with me, Shazia Mirza, Zain, and Ola Labib. Welcome, everybody. This week's episode is going to be about delusion. There are a lot of, there are a lot of,
I'm laughing at you.
lot of deluded Muslim women out there, and we need to get right. Basically, when I started stand-up comedy, I was the only Muslim female stand-up comedian, I think, in the world, but definitely in Britain. And now there's 5 of us, so things are moving at a very fast rate. Me, Ola, and Zayn are one of the comedy queens, and we have worked really hard for a long time to get where we have. We have grafted on the circuit doing live stand-up. We are writers. We have produced our own material. Ola's got her own sitcom in the works. You know, this has taken years to prepare. On the other side of that, we have also taken a lot of abuse, online abuse, personal abuse. We haven't always had supportive families or friends or people understanding what we're doing. There's been a lot of sexism, a lot of racism, a lot of Islamophobia. These are all things that we have had to endure to get where we are today. And on top of that, we had no role models. You know, when I was growing up, I turned on the TV, and if Obama was on TV, my dad would go, hurry up, come downstairs, watch this. Obama is on the TV. Because Obama was the closest thing to a Muslim woman at the time. Um, and, and these are the kind of role models we had: Eddie Murphy, Obama, Chris Rock. I'm a Muslim woman. My role models were black men. You know, this is how desperate we were. And now we've reached the point where we are all doing okay. Okay. And just because we're doing okay, it doesn't mean the struggle has stopped. The struggle is still here. And in some ways, it's actually harder when you've achieved stuff. The expectations are higher. You still have to bang on doors. But the thing is, we are now in the public eye. We're on TV. People, the younger generation of Muslim women now do have role models. But the problem is they look at us and they just see us and they think that we can do what we do. I had a woman come up to me at the weekend saying, I've just been on a reality TV show and I was wondering if you could tell me how to get an agent now. I'd like to get an agent. And I said, what? I said, well, what do you need an agent for? She said, well, to be on TV. And I thought, yeah, but what's your skill? She said, well, he said, well, I've just done, she said, he said, well, I've just done a reality TV show. I said, yes, but what do you want to be on TV for? She said, well, I can co-host, I can present, I can comment on Ramadan. I mean, I thought, well, we can all comment on Ramadan. It's not a skill. And I just thought, hang on a minute. I said, what's your day job? I said, what's your day job? She said, I work in IT.
No.
I thought, oh my God. Okay, so now what's happening is we've got Muslim women out there seeing us and thinking it's easy. I can do that. I can co-host. I can comment on Ramadan. I can be in a sitcom. I
Yeah.
can. I've had somebody come up to me and say, "Can I host Comedy Queens?" And I said, "Do you realise Dane is the host of Comedy Queens? And we are playing to the O2. We're playing to 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you're just going to walk on stage and start hosting this gig at the O2 to 3,000 people? Do you know how long it's taken us to get here?
Yeah. Oh my
It's
God.
grueling.
Discuss.
Do you know what? Do you know what they've started to do, by the way? They've started to organize charity events, charity comedy events. They will get grants to organize these charity events, but instead of hiring professional comedians and hosts to do it, they use it as an opportunity to host themselves and just have comedians performing. And the problem with that is to be a host, Zane, back me up on this. To be a host, you have to hype up the crowd, you have to warm them up, you have to make them ready for the comedians. this person who the only thing she's hosted is her mother-in-law's funeral is now coming to me, hosting this event, absolutely killing the audience with boredom stage. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I really think people think hosting is just something you read off a monitor or off a piece of paper. But when you're hosting people, you have to like make sure the audience is laughing and ready and really into what's coming up. And not only are you hosting the audience, you're hosting also the comedians. For me, when I host, my comedians come first. My comedians come first, my audience comes second. I'm all the way at the end. I could care how I do, but I need to make sure my audience is loving it. If not, you guys have seen me. I have freaking gone to the floor and crawled on the fucking floor of a stage to get people revved up and laughing. I have hosted these girls when we're in the car at Comedy Queens. For Comedy Queens, I sit in the front, all right? I'm in the front making sure everybody in the back is safe and sound and everybody's comfortable because I'm still hosting. I'm
What
still doing this.
is that this is a skill, it's an art form. And just like being a
Yes.
doctor, where you've had to train for 7 years, we have been training for 10 years to get to this point. And
More
I
than 10 years.
and I think it's an insult to us as comedians and to the art form. It shows that people don't value it because they think, I can do that. It's
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. It is not easy.
I've
I
seen
used to do.
cases where people do that. I've seen cases where and it always happens to women that a woman will be on stage and
Yes.
men will heckle and be like, and I've seen there was once recently at the Comedy Store where the woman turned round to a guy and she was like, "Why do you keep heckling me?" She went, "You know what? Fuck you. Come on the stage and you take over." And this guy swaggered on stage, and at this point, the audience were already against him,
Wow.
and he starts doing jokes. And it's like, just because your girlfriend thinks you're funny or your friends think you're funny, it doesn't mean you're funny
Mm.
to a wider audience. You need to have charisma. You need to have some form of like understanding the audience. You say it's women, Shazia, but I find it more with men. And I'll tell you why. Because I think men, not all men, a specific breed of men will look at us and be like, if they are women and they are kind of funny and successful, then I can do it too. Because there's this whole thing about women aren't funny. When
Yeah.
I did the O2 to support Mo Gilligan, that was after being in comedy for 5 years. And that was honestly like, I'm not being humble, but I didn't deserve it at that point. But Mo was just like, he likes to give new people opportunities. So when I did that, I was in absolute disbelief. Okay. I had a Sudanese guy message me saying, "Hi, I'm doing comedy and I was wondering if you have any advice." And then I was like, "Well, you have to do 5 minutes, make sure your 5 minutes are strong, keep trying it, enter it in competitions, etc., etc.
Mm.
And then when you start winning competitions, then you can move up to 10 minutes, start getting like small paid gigs." And he was like, "You did the O2, how did you go about doing that? I was wondering if you could put me in touch with the person that booked you in for that." And I said, "How long have you been going for?" He said, and I quote, "What do you mean?" I said, "As in, how long have you been doing comedy for? How many shows have you done?" And he went, "I've done 2 open mics at the Monkey Barrel in Scotland."
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And I said, "Do
Deluded.
you want to do the O2 now?"
Oh.
But they think it's easy. They think it's easy. They don't know we've literally been doing this for
Yeah, well,
years.
Yes.
I had someone contact me saying, "I've seen you do Comedy Queens. I'd like to be the host of it. Um, could you
Shazia
could
is
you
really upset about this.
could you
Yes.
could you put me in for because
Shazia really loves me.
I said, what do you do? She said, I run a charity. You run a charity and you want to host 3,000 people at the O2. I mean, this is delusion. And
Do you know what I
and
would
then
have said,
I've had other
Shazia?
people
Tell me a
I've had
joke.
other people come up to me and ask me how much I earn.
Oh,
How
that's
much do
naughty.
Oh.
you get for that? I had somebody come up to me and say, I saw you hosting the Commonwealth Games. How much did you get for that? Now the thing is, this is an art form. We never went into it asking how much people earn. We went into it
Correct.
because we love the comedy. We want to create something. We want to voice something. We have an opinion about something.
Mm.
We don't, and you can't put a price on that because everybody in this business gets paid differently. So
Yes.
basically, if you're black, you get paid the least. And then,
Oh, don't say that. That's so sad.
no, this is our
And if you're a woman,
if you're
you
a
get paid the
woman,
least.
if you're a woman, if you're a Muslim woman, if you're a black woman, all these people have had it in the
I
net.
agree.
You're a black, gay, disabled Muslim woman. You've got it the worst.
Don't bother
You work for
mentoring
free forever.
if you do.
You work for free forever.
Yeah, you
It's
do. You do.
it is actually. Oh, I was going to say something. Oh my god, it's completely thrown from my head. You were saying, um,
People ask me how much I earn.
when it comes to money, that's I don't want to go off on a tangent, but people think we make loads of money from the get go.
Mhm.
So I had someone that I hadn't spoken to in years who started following me and saw because I was doing comedy. And she was like, "Oh my God, it's been so long. Maybe we should meet up for dinner." And I thought, do you know what? Why not? We went out for dinner. She ordered starters, main, dessert, virgin mojitos. Like she was going all out. And I was like, damn, this girl's got money. And at the end, come on, you know what we're like. You politely be like, "Oh, I'll get this," but you don't actually mean I'm gonna get it. You
Yeah,
just want
yeah,
her to be
yeah.
like, "No, no, let's go even." She went, "Okay,"
Oh,
and I was really embarrassed, so I paid for it. She was like, "It's really nice seeing you. Are you free tomorrow?" She said, "I'm leaving tomorrow. It'll be really nice to catch a coffee with you." So I was a bit in between. I thought, do you know what? Yeah, because I'll get breakfast and then she can pay for it this time. Went to see her for breakfast, had a coffee. She ordered, I wasn't that hungry. She ordered breakfast, like a full breakfast, bearing in mind it's like 14, 15 pounds. And then when the waiter came, he was like, with the bill, she was like, "Oh, she'll get this."
oh, who the hell is this bitch?
Wallahi, I literally, I paid for it. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it.
Oh my God, Allah.
But so I was so upset. And I thought, well, the
Mm.
audacity. Okay. So, anyway, saying that, I went to meet one of my other friends who knows her and I told her what happened. And she was like, "Yeah," but she was like, "It's because you're making money now." I said, "What do you mean I'm making money?" I said, "I'm still working as a pharmacist." She went, but you did 21 Soho." I
Oh.
said, "What?" She said, "You did 21 Soho last month." Shaz, you know what 21 Soho is?
But yeah, it's just a little club, just a little place.
Exactly. And because it's in Soho, they had this thing that I did like a massive Soho show. And I said, "What do you mean?" And she opened the clip of the one I did it. I did it for Women's Aid. So I didn't even get paid for that gig, not even travel expenses. And she said,
Mm.
"Well, the women were saying they saw you on Instagram doing Soho show, doing Soho show." I said, "Babes, let me just break this down for you a little bit. I couldn't work that day pharmacy, so I had to take unpaid leave. I paid for a ticket. It cost me £40 to go to London. I paid for underground. It cost me about £8. I did the show and I came back to Portsmouth. And because it was so late, I had to take an Uber home." I said, "For that gig, I was minus £60. Minus £60 to do that gig that you think I'm rich off." I said, "What did you think I got paid?" And she said, "Well, this person, not going to mention her name, said that you probably got paid at least £2,000 to £3,000 for doing that gig." I said, "Go back
Whoa.
and tell her I made minus £60 doing that gig." So people do have this perception. Like Shazzy has done TV stuff for free because it's for charity, because it's for this, because it's for
Yep.
exposure. We do a
Yep.
lot of stuff because we care more about getting our names out there first before like getting paid. And for
Yep.
anybody
But
listening, just know
I also
I still have a
people
9 to 5.
I know I still have people come up to me though and say things like I was a science teacher, but I haven't taught now for 15 years because
Mm,
I've been doing stand up all the time. And I still
Mm.
have people come up to me and say to me, "Oh, but what's your real job? What's your real job?
oh,
Do you,
Ugh.
do you have another job? How do you make most of your income?" So other
Mm.
people, there's some people think that we can't actually make that much money doing comedy and we must have another real job somewhere else. And then I say, oh, no, no, I just do comedy. I just do comedy. And they go, oh, and you make a living out of that. And so there's other people that think we can't possibly be making a living. And then there's other people that think anybody on TV is a multimillionaire.
Yes.
But can I say is that you're freaking Shazia Mirza. That's why you can make money. You're a fucking legend and icon, okay? Una, I'm just gonna put me and you in the boat. You're not like me and Una. We're still struggling, bitch.
We
I
are
am the
peasants,
I am
darling.
the
Peasants
moment.
in
We
this
are.
industry.
Moment.
As you should be. Shazia, you've been working like you were one of the first. If you're not trying to if you're not making a decent living off of this, then what the fuck? You would have quit long time ago. You're
Well,
making.
that's why I take it as an insult when people come up to me and they go, "So what's your real job? What do you do? What else do you do?" I'm like, "This is my real job. I've been doing this for like 15 years now. I don't do anything else." I
Yeah, yeah.
I think and a lot of these people are, I have to say, other Asians, other Muslims, other brown people, um, because they don't have a concept of the art form. They don't have an idea of that.
They have a
No, 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 no.
very warped concept. I'm pretty big on social media, okay? So my thing is what I get is you must be a fucking millionaire because you have over 1 million followers. They see I have over 1 million followers. That must mean everybody gave me a fucking dollar to follow me. And I'm like, I don't make any money off of social media. My dad one time called me. He was like, can I tell you something? I was like, yeah. He was like, a friend of mine recently said he went somewhere to another country and he was like, everybody was talking about your daughter and how she's big on social media and that she makes millions. My dad's like, you really make millions? I was like, I don't even think I made fucking $10 this month, Dad. So, no, I don't make
That's the problem.
Followers
That the
mean
thing is,
nothing
the problem,
nowadays.
the problem with being Pakistani is
millions.
that everybody in Pakistan thinks I am a multi-millionaire because they are all
You
in
probably are
villages
in
in Pakistan
Pakistani currency.
looking at me on the internet in their villages in Pakistan, and they're going, "Oh my God, this woman is a multi-millionaire," and they think that everybody with a British passport is a multi-millionaire.
Oh God,
Well,
that's a conversation in
that's when it goes.
itself.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. They think money falls on the floor here. When then they come here and they're like, "What the hell? You have to actually work hard for this money." Okay, here's my thing. I think I, I've been with you guys when people have come up to us and like have said like, "Oh, I want to do this and stand up, and I want to do this in acting," and I just back out of the room because the way you guys ask questions and stuff makes me feel so uncomfortable.
Jane,
You guys are like, really? It's like you guys start to interrogate them. How long have you been doing this? How long have you been? I'm like, okay, okay. I'm just
sometimes it's
scared.
really awkward. Like I have girls, women, and I don't mind sending me videos. Oh my God, please share my stand-up clip.
Oh,
Please
that's too
share my
much.
thingy clip. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I watch it and I think my account will be shut down if I repost what you've just sent me. And it's
Yeah,
like, that's not how you do it. I didn't get to where I am by asking people to share. I've never asked
same.
I
I've
anybody.
get
never asked one
people.
single person.
I
Same.
get people sending me videos that they think are amazing. Okay, and they sent it to me, and they go, "Could you get me a job on the BBC?
No!
Could you get Could you get me into Comedy Queens?
Why are you exposing me right now? Why are
Could
you
you get me
exposing our
this gig?
DMs?
Could you get me that gig?" And then honestly, I've watched the video and I thought, my God, this is a horror show, absolute horror. Um,
Diabolical.
Obviously, I don't respond to them. And then 3 days later, they'll message me and they'll go, "Have you watched it? Have you watched it? Have you?"
Oh.
Like, oh, don't force me to give you the feedback on this video because this is horrific.
Ugh. This is
Some, I,
really.
sometimes I am nice.
Deluded! Deluded! That's the
Del-
title of this episode.
This
did you
is
put,
really
you
Deluded!
hard.
work on it?
This is really hard for me because I do think that I want to support, especially Muslim women, to do more of the arts. I want you to do comedy. I want you to
100%.
do acting. I want you, but my thing is like, you have to put in the work. Like,
Yes.
I have been doing this for over 10 years now, right? I never asked anybody for anything. Freaking worked hard for every little tiny thing. You were talking about somebody getting an agent. You guys know I've been struggling to get an agent these past couple months. Fucking me, Zane Comedy. Over 1 million fucking followers. I've done these massive tours. I've hosted the biggest shows. I've done stand up comedy at the biggest places. I've won 2 Best Actress Awards. I can't even get an agent. And you're trying, like, it's hard out here. You have to put the freaking work in. That's all. So when someone messages me, I get excited because I'm like, okay, this person is somebody who wants to work in this industry. But I tell them the truth. You got to work hard out there and you got to start from the bottom. I did a show one time, only 2 people were there. I know you guys have probably done those same shows. Only 2 freaking people were at the show and I drove 2 hours to get there. Ola, you recently did a show that's similar to like that I know of. That you drove
6-hour
way longer
drive,
than
15 people.
insane, insane. But that's what we do. And how long have you been doing this, Ola? And you just did this the other day.
8 years.
8 years, 6 hour fucking drive for 15 people. 6 hour freaking
I
drive. Are
think
you willing to say how much you got paid or no?
I think I got paid 400.
$400 for 6 hour drive, people.
it's
Four,
saying
And because it's so long,
insane,
I couldn't come back, so I'd have to get a
I think
hotel,
the
like
problem is,
thingy,
insane.
tax, everything. So by the end of it, it's like what, 200-300 pounds?
Yeah,
I
crazy.
think the problem here when we're talking specifically about Muslim women is that a lot of Muslim women have difficult situations in their lives. Okay, they've
Mm,
been forced marriage, an arranged marriage. Maybe they're not happy in their marriage. Maybe they weren't allowed to have careers. Maybe they weren't
mm,
allowed to work, and now all of a sudden they've seen people like us on TV doing it. And
yeah.
what happens then is one, it creates a lot of jealousy, which is why we get a lot of hate from Muslim women, is
Yes, we do
because
get a lot
we
of
are
hate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
doing something
Yeah.
that they would love to do, but because of their situation, they can't do it. So that's one
That's
thing.
sad.
But the second thing is they see us and they think, I want to do that because it's a way out of my life. It's a
Mm,
way my marriage. It's a way out of, being a housewife, or I want to have a career. I want to earn my own money. And they are looking for any shortcut to get to do what we do.
that's the
And
key
the thing
word.
is, what we have to say is there is no shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
Because as much
Mm-hmm.
as you've been suffering in your situation as maybe an unhappily married woman who can't work or was never allowed the freedom to do what she wanted, we've also suffered. We've had abuse from
Oh,
people left, right and centre. We've not got paid what we should have. We've been abused. We've been demoted. We've suffered in other ways. So
yeah.
don't think that you
And in those ways,
up.
Shazia, and in those, we are literally those women. Like I grew up not being able to do what I wanted to do.
Me
I
Mm-hmm.
neither.
grew up like working in an industry that I didn't particularly want to be in. I didn't want to be in healthcare particularly. I felt that I was being held back, that I was, and yeah, I see people on TV, not necessarily Muslim women, because there wasn't many Muslim women at all, even people of color. But I would watch TV, I would watch people host, I would watch comedy, and I'd be like, I could do that, I could do that. But I didn't message bloody Eddie Murphy and be like, "Oh, you don't know who I am, but can you do
Yeah,
blah blah
yeah,
blah?" Like
yeah.
you have to start from scratch, and I think that's you've hit the nail on the head. People want to take shortcuts nowadays, but actually there are no shortcuts in this, unless you're a nepotism baby. But other than
Yeah.
that, there is literally no shortcuts,
And
especially for
every
people like
and
us.
everything and everything that these women are suffering, we came from those backgrounds too.
Exactly.
Yes,
We've
we did.
also suffered. I
Yeah.
never wanted to be a science teacher. My parents wanted me to be a doctor. I was never allowed out. The first time I ever went to a comedy club in my life was the night I did my first gig. I didn't even
Subhanallah.
have this culture of going to comedy clubs. I didn't know what it was. So
Same.
everything you are experiencing, we have experienced it too. It's
Yeah.
just that
Correct.
We worked hard to get out of our situation, and we
Yes.
want to help you, but you have also got to help yourself.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amen.
yeah,
Oh, this turned
that
into a
is
TED Talk.
I know, I like that. We want to help you, but you have to help yourself. Yes, 100%. I went to grad school for English literature, and the only reason I did that, I remember, is what I wanted to do was to be this marketing agent. That was always my thing because I always loved to meet people. I love to talk. I love to perform. So I thought marketing would be my thing. And my parents said, actually, we think English would be better because the imam at our masjid said that you would be great at writing a book. And I was such a I was a delusional girl. I was such a good delusional girl. I was like, okay, mommy, daddy, I'll get my master's in English literature. All right, that's what you want. And then I taught English and I was like, shit, fatty hair. And I started realizing that my true calling was performing. And that's another thing is that you were talking about shortcuts. You guys are trying to make this a shortcut either to get famous, either to make money, either to write that book, be in that movie. But maybe this is not your calling either. Maybe this is not your cup of tea. This is something that people don't realize. Maybe you're not a good host, and that's okay. It's not the end of the fucking world. Allah gave you another gift, you know? And that's something that irritates me because people are like, well, Zane, if you can do it, I can do it. No, bitch, you can't.
And
Some
No.
people can't
that's
handle it.
exactly right, Zayn. And also bringing it back to Islam, Allah says, I help those who help themselves. And
Mm.
Allah makes it easy for those that help themselves, either whether it's you're trying to find a spouse or whether you're trying to have a career or make money. If you put the effort in, Allah says, I will help you. I will make it easy for you. So just remember that Islamically, your ummah, your brothers, your sisters will always help you if they are good and true Muslims. But
Oh,
you got
100%.
yourself. You got to help
100%.
yourself. Yeah.
But I also going on that. I don't think everybody's like just. I don't think everybody's a good stand-up comedian. I think 90% of the people suck ass, but they're still doing stand-up now for 20 years. They suck ass. When they go, I have people that I personally know they're like, how do you think I did? You did wonderful for the
Oh
hundredth
God, you
time
know
that you
what?
sucked.
Oh God, you
But
do some
then
of these events.
they will, but at the same time, they will say to you, Zayn, why am I not getting on TV?
Oh my
Why,
god.
why am I not this gig? Why am I not getting that gig? It's because, like you say in American terms, they suck ass.
Yes. You're not meant to do stand up. And you know what? I did stand up for a very long time. But then I realized I was way better at hosting and performing like as an actor than I was at just standing there and telling jokes. I recognize within myself. I don't understand why people don't recognize, hey, they're not laughing. Maybe I'm not fucking good at this shit.
Because they're
Oh.
deluded.
Yeah,
Deluded.
I have this friend who does stand up comedy. She's been doing it for years. She will go up, she will do her set, she will barely get any laughs. She will come off and be like, "Oh, that was a good set." And I was like,
That's like half American stand up comedians.
"Oh my
Uh,
god, it's so bad."
it's so bad, and they're not getting that laugh, so they keep going, and their time is up, and they're getting flashed to get off, and they're
Don't even.
determined to get a
Don't
laugh,
even.
and you're just like, please, please, and you're there like, oh my God, I'm just gonna have to laugh because I now get off
Yes.
the stage.
As a host, I've been asked, you guys personally know, as a host, I've been asked so many times by people, go get her off the stage, go get him off the stage. I'm like, I can't do that because I'm hosting them too, and that doesn't look right for them. I'm like, I can't
No,
fucking
I could
do that.
never.
But next time you take them to the side and tell them, hey, you can't keep going for an hour if you haven't gotten one laugh. Like you can't do that.
Do you know what? When I'm bad, I know I'm bad. I'll literally get off stage and I'll be like, you know what? I've really bombed today.
Yeah.
And it could be the audience. If it's new material, I could be like, okay, maybe this material doesn't work. It needs development. But you have to acknowledge your bombing as well as your success. And there are people that are completely delusional that, wallahi, I will hear them say, that audience doesn't have a sense of humor.
Yes.
No,
But
that audience.
everybody knows the rule in comedy is never blame the audience.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Never blame the audience, you know?
Yeah.
You sh- and the people that do are arrogant. They're not that great. They don't progress. They don't really make it. Because the real comedians, they take entire responsibility for their whole act.
They
Yeah.
do. I was hosting this guy who now has a big show on a big platform. I will not say who he is. I was hosting him. He was getting zero laugh. I was fucking hosting. Everyone was laughing, okay? But then he kept blaming the audience. Oh, you guys are so dry. You guys are. I just hosted what was he at the comedy club, and they were better than you guys. You guys are. After he got off the stage, I was like, now I know, bitch, why you so single. Cause you blame everything on everybody else. Maybe you just don't got it.
It's like,
I used to peg him. Why is he? And then the audience cracked up. I was like, you're just not funny. Or maybe
I,
that night you were just not funny.
I do find men do this more than women.
Oh
Because
yeah.
because women are very emotional. Women like to take responsibility. Women are more aware of themselves and
Mm.
are more self-deprecating. Men are more likely, and I've seen it more times, for them to blame the audience, blame other comedians, blame everybody else but
Or,
themselves.
or blame other things. There's this one comedian in the UK. I'll tell you who he is afterwards. He didn't make. He wasn't successful because he's a bit misogynistic.
Mm.
He's very unlikable, and most importantly, he's not funny. And he has a real hatred for, like, he's got so much like pent up resentment. And in 2018, 2019, what was it, 2009, 2020, when I got signed around 2020, we were within the same circuit, and I got signed by UTC, and he tweeted the most disgusting thing. I screenshotted it. I was like, bruv, why are you deleting it? I've already screenshotted it. He tweeted the following. He said, Surya Bonali was an Olympic figure skater who in 1999 or whatever day it was, should have won an Olympic gold medal. But because she was a black woman, she just couldn't come first. Because of her skin color, she could never make it to the top. As a white male comedian, I know what Surya Bonali felt like. As a white, yes, as a white middle class male in the comedy industry, I don't tick any diversity boxes, so
Oh,
I will
shut.
never make it to the top in comedy.
Oh my
He
god.
compared himself as a middle-aged white middle-class man to a black woman trying to win the Olympics. And and this is the level of entitlement that they have, that they think we got this far purely based on our race, our gender, and our religion. They truly believe that.
What that
Wow.
means is that guy is just not funny. If
Oh,
he
he's
has
not.
a
No.
white class male, if he hasn't progressed with all the opportunities that comedy gives him, he's not funny. He's just not. That's all.
And when I won the Frog and Bucket, like as a competition in Manchester, oh, he was livid. And I'm like, how does it affect your life? Like, what is me making it to the next step? How is it affecting your
Well,
life?
that people like us, me, you, and Zayn, are taking opportunities away from them
Mm.
because people are booking us on female diversity, ethnic quotas. But this is not correct. They are just giving us a space that we have never had in this
Yes,
industry.
Yep.
yes,
And
Yep.
that is what they're doing. And in order for us to take up this space, we have to be twice as good. So actually, it's not just that they're giving away diversity spaces. We actually have to be twice as good as you
yes,
to take that space. And
yes.
that means you're twice likely to
Yeah.
be unfunny.
And
Yeah.
shit, yeah, that's exactly it. You're double as shit. Because let me tell you something. I don't feel that white men have to compete against each other. There's lots of spaces for us, but when it comes to us, there can only be one Muslim on a lineup. There can be only one Muslim in a sitcom. There can only
Yes.
be one Muslim doing a podcast. Everything
Yeah.
is just one at a time. So it's
Yes.
literally one in, one out. That's why we're doing stuff like this to create opportunities for ourselves. So do you know what? Go cry. Honestly, just go cry.
So all these people that are deluded out there, really check yourselves and really think about, putting in the work. There is no shortcut. There is no easy route. If you love what you do, you will work hard at it. And that's what we've done. So we're always here to help you, always here to support you, but remember to help yourself. Thanks
And
for
stop
joining
being
us.
delusional.
And
Yeah,
just be good at it. Just know
yeah.
you're good at it.
Thanks for joining us, everybody, on Halal-ish. It's been another great episode from me, Nala. See you next week for some more delusional chat. Bye.
We're the delusional ones.